Good evening, everybody. Welcome, parents. Welcome, children, to the 17th webinar of educational initiatives. We are having a series of webinars where eminent teachers are teaching maths, various topics of various grades to the parents and to the children. So today's topic of webinar is congruence and similarity. It is for grade 7th and grade 8th. Before I begin, I would request all the parents to kindly be there with your children. Children in online mode learn the best if the parents are there. So kindly invest 1 hour of your time today for your children. I would like to brief what all are we going to cover today. We'll be talking a little bit about educational initiatives. We'll be learning congruency and similarity. We'll understand the basics of congruence and similarity via live teaching, which I have teacher Jayanti ma'am who's going to teach us. We'll practice a lot of questions. We'll practice via MindSpark also. Now, parents, please pay attention in the entire webinar because there is a special quiz for you. We'll be introducing our new way of teaching, which is MindSpark live classes. And of course, there'll be question and answers. Now, I'd like to take some time to introduce today's teacher. Our teacher for the day is Jayanti Das Gupta, who is an MPhil. She is ex-mathematics academic head for various schools. She's been ex-principal of schools and she has 20 years of teaching experience. She has extensive expertise in academic leadership, training and development, online teaching, curriculum development, and many more things. Welcome to the webinar, Jayanti ma'am.
Thank you, Anshuman. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are. Yes, ma'am.
I would like to thank parents and students for joining us today. As you rightly said, I've spent around 16 to 17 years in school education and have worked across departments and across grades. For last 5 years, I'm working with educational initiatives. I'm heading the academic team of EI. So this is about me, and let me tell you about my organization. Educational Initiative is a 20-year-old organization with a unique vision of creating a world where children are learning with understanding. We are present in over 19 countries and work with more than 5,000 schools. Strength of EI has always been a deep research in pedagogy. We have more than 5 billion students' responses that has helped us to get deeper understanding in the way students learn. MindSpark, which is a learning solution, has helped more than 10 lakh students to become self-regulated learners. Also, we are an assessment specialist organization. We have conducted more than 1 crore assessments in last 20 years.
Oh my. This is truly an achievement by any organization. So Educational Initiative, which is an Indian organization, has gone across the world and telling the world how to learn the best. So with the beginning of this webinar, ma'am, on congruence and similarity, I would like to understand why congruence and similarity hold a lot of importance in grade 7 and grade 8.
Right. Right, like you started, we have conducted series of webinars across grades on topics which we think or which in mathematics are called enduring understanding topics, the topics which students must learn. In last webinar on last Sunday, we spoke about something like algebra, and we said that algebra is one of the most important concept or domain in mathematics and higher maths.
Right.
Today, there's a this concept called congruence has a very unique presence in mathematics domain. So mathematics domain means we mean arithmetic, that is number theory. We have algebra, we have geometry. But unique thing about congruency is applied or used in every domain of maths.
So children and parents, please understand congruence and similarity is not just a chapter that starts in grade 7th and ends in grade 8. It is basically a basic building block of all your mathematic journey that goes ahead. So without further delay, ma'am, may I please request you to start teaching the topics of congruency and similarity to the children and explaining it to the parents who are there on the webinar, ma'am.
Surely. I would like to share my screen.
Sure, ma'am. Children, I hope you are carrying your pen and your notebooks because there are many things which you would want to note down while ma'am is teaching.
So my screen is visible to you.
Yes,
Congruence, the origin of word, because it's a concept which I told you used in across all the domains of maths. The etymology or meaning, origin of word, it's a Latin word. It's called to come together. Right now, under congruence in grade 7th and 8th, like you showed, we learn all this: introduction to congruence. Sorry, introduction to congruence, congruency in one-dimensional figure, two-dimensional figure, then triangles. What are the criteria of congruency and similarity? Today we will try and work on almost all the concepts on congruency. Let's see if time permits.
Sure.
So let's start with this is what I like to always do when I teach mathematics. I like to draw connection between, like we were talking a lot about spiral curriculum, right? Spiral curriculum in maths means every concept is linked with another concept. And mathematics is the unique subject which has spiral curriculum. So let me just explain you. So in arithmetic, we have something called equivalence. So by equivalence, we mean every number is equal to itself. Number 1 is equal to number 1. So we call this as a reflexive property of a number. So every number is equal to itself. Similarly, in algebra, last week we have seen we need to balance an equation, right? If we do whatever we do on the left-hand side, the similar thing we have to do on the right-hand side. Similarly, in geometry, geometry is about objects. So in geometry or shapes, in geometry, if we say shapes of same size and or objects of same size, shapes of same size, okay? Or let me just recorrect maybe, let me write objects because, okay, objects, objects of same size and shape, let me introduce shape here, are equal.
Okay. So objects of same shape and size.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Correct. So I'm using equal in arithmetic, in algebra, also in geometry, right? So I'll just, yeah. Now, instead of equal in geometry, we use something called congruence. So what is equal to or equivalence in arithmetic and algebra becomes congruence when we come to geometry. How do we represent? Geometry is all about shapes, right? Suppose I say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. Now, this is a symbol of congruence. Let us understand this symbol a little better. We have an equal to sign and we have a tilde. This equal to sign means same size. And this tilde means same shape.
Oh. So that means, ma'am, we are not, when we are learning congruence, it is just another form of equivalence, which is in arithmetic, equation, which is in algebra. Similarly, in geometry, we call it congruence.
Absolutely.
This sign, which has got an equal to and a curved line on top, is the sign of congruence.
Yes.
Equal to denotes same size, and the curved line denotes same shape. So which says one figure or one object is equal to another. This is new. I mean, not many of the children might be knowing. As a parent, this is new for me also.
So exactly. So equal to becomes congruent in geometry,
Yes,
because we are talking
equal
about
to
shapes.
becomes congruent.
So let us understand this with an object. We are talking about objects, right? Geometry is all about objects. So let us
Yes,
understand this with when we go to a photo studio and get some passport size photos, right? So we have some
yeah,
passport size photos here.
yes.
So we name this as P1. Is it visible? P1,
Not really, ma'am. Can we?
P2,
Yeah.
P3, P4, P5, and P6. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. We can see.
So each photo have same shape and size. So can we define, right? Any two objects which have same shape and size is called, or they are congruent. So can we write P1 is congruent to P2, is congruent to P3, is congruent to P4, and so on?
Yeah, it is just like arithmetic. So if you've
Correct.
got number or algebra, A is equal to B is equal to C, it's just like that. Yes, ma'am. We definitely can say these figures are congruent.
And it suffices my definition. They are of same shape and same size.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Get it.
Now, if we have a stamp size photo, something like this,
Okay.
right? So what about this photo? It is of same shape, right?
Yes.
So
it is same shape. Yes. Square, square.
Yeah, same shape. But is it of same size?
Is it of same size, children? Can you tell me yes or no? You can
Put it in the chat box.
no,
maybe.
it is not. It is not in the same shape, same size. No,
So,
no, ma'am. Children are saying it's not in the same size.
Not same size. So if this one we call it as x1, right? So P1 is not congruent to x1.
Okay, I understand it.
P2 is not congruent to x1. P3
Yes,
is not congruent to x1.
understood. Although the shape is same, but since the size is not same, they're not congruent. I understand that, ma'am. Completely, I understand that.
Now we understood congruency. Now,
yes,
can we do, I think children should now do a question, and let's understand whether children have understood what we have just discussed, right?
Sure, let's do that.
So yeah, students, you can see a question on the screen. Read it carefully and answer it in the poll.
So children, please read this question, answer it on your notebook, and I will show a poll. You have to mark your answer on the poll. Okay. Which of the options below are given two shapes are congruent? Remember congruency, same shape, same size, both the things. Okay. So here would come the poll. Please answer it on the poll. You'll have 30 seconds to answer. Okay, 30 seconds are going to get over. Everybody, please answer. Quick. I still have few kids who have to answer. Everybody, please answer. There is nothing right or wrong. There's nothing to be scared of, right or wrong. Give your answers. Absolutely give your answers. Last 15 seconds of the poll.
Responses are very interesting.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting now. Okay, so I'm going to close the poll. Okay, the poll is closed. So I've got the answers with me. And I'll share the answers in a moment. So parents and children, we just learned it. Please see the results. Can everybody see the results here?
Yeah.
78% children say it is only B, and 22% say it is not B. So ma'am, can you please explain this question?
Yeah. So if I can share my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
So my screen is shared. Now you see.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have some children also who selected congruency does not apply to curved shapes. So this is one of the biggest misconceptions. Children think that properties of geometry are not applicable to shapes which are not defined.
Right.
So congruency means exact shape and size. That means if I put this figure on top of this figure, it should exactly match. See that it will not match here because the curved lines are different. But whereas in case of figure 2, if I put this exactly on top of this, it will match. So the correct answer is only B.
Right.
So a little deviation from what it is makes children think differently.
Right.
So let's go on with the next concept. Congruent. Let us go a little deeper. Yeah, little deeper into congruency. Now, congruency of a single dimensional shape. Now, let us come to proper shapes. So first, a single dimension or one dimension figure is a line segment. So again, I'm trying to draw equivalence between arithmetic and geometry. Now, in this example, if you see line segment AB, if I measure and write, suppose it is 5 centimeters, and CD is also 5 centimeters. When I'm measuring it, how will I write that length of AB is equal to length of CD is equal to 5 centimeters. I read it as distance between AB is equal to distance between CD.
Correct.
That is how measure, correct?
Right. Correct.
In geometry, I write a line segment AB is congruent to line segment CD.
Okay. So ma'am, in first part, we see it is more of arithmetic, where we are saying it is centimeters. Since 5 is equal to 5, so we say distances are equal. Understand, children, once again, in geometry, the equal to sign is congruent sign, and for that, two things. Write down two things: shape and size. Both need to be equal for two figures to be congruent. And just notice that ma'am has drawn a line above AB that denotes line segment.
Exactly.
Okay?
So yes, in congruency, if I put line AB over line CD, it will completely cover the line CD.
Yes.
Only then it is congruent.
Yes.
Now let's go to something like angles.
Okay.
Angles are also a single dimensional figure, right? So if I measure angle AB with a protractor, suppose this is 15 degrees. So and angle DFE is also 15 degrees. Either we can say angle A, angle F, or we can say angle CAB and DFE, right? Similarly, if I have to write the same thing, it's an angle. Now, if I have to write in arithmetic, I'll write measure of angle A is equal to measure of angle F, and that is equal to 15 degrees.
Correct.
And if I have to write the same thing in geometry, then I will write angle A is congruent to angle F, or angle CAB is congruent to angle DFE.
Once again, it comes that congruence is going to be with same shape and same size. And in geometry, the equivalent of equal to is congruence. I think I'm clear about congruence in two figures. I have a question, ma'am.
Yeah.
Do we have congruency in three-dimensional figures also?
Yes, we have. And that is what is symmetry. Symmetry comes there. And we'll learn it in higher grades. Students learn it in higher grade. Now, if this angle is on the space, then it becomes 3D, right? Then we use other measures to measure it. We'll come to that, symmetry and trigonometry.
Okay, children, let's move on.
Now, there's one more thing, Anshuman. Now, this is 15 degrees, right? Suppose I have a line like this. If the orientation changes and I have X, sorry. So let me again draw this. Suppose I have something like this. Okay, this is X, Y, and Z. Now the orientation has changed, but the angle is 15 degrees.
Okay.
Will X, Y, Z be congruent to, if angle X, Y, Z be congruent to angle CAB? I've changed the orientation, no? Now
You've changed the orientation. Okay, can we see on chat if children can answer whether it would be yes or it would be no? Can I see the chat? Can we open the chat for a few minutes? Children, ma'am has asked a question. Will angle XYZ be congruent to angle? Some says yes. You see,
yes,
there are no. Children are saying no also. Kids, let's get back to the basics. Same shape, same size. Let's get back to the basics.
Yeah. So this angle Y is measurement is how much measurement of angle X, Y, Z is how much? 15 degrees.
15 degrees.
Why it should not be? So it's same. That is why it is important to have an equivalence between arithmetic and geometry. It helps us to understand better.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you, children. Yeah. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Yeah, I got your responses. Let's move ahead.
So now I have another. In fact, I have set of 2 questions on the same concept that we learned. Congruency of a single dimensional figure.
Okay, children, once again, read the figure, put it there, and then I'm going to put the poll, okay? So I'm going to launch the poll. Hope you have copied the question and the answer. Polls there. Please answer. Remember, same shape, same size. Orientation does not matter. Same shape, same size. Just 2 things. It's very, very methodical. It's very, very basic. You're learning basic things. Okay, the poll closes in 30 seconds. Anybody who has not answered, please answer. Don't worry about being wrong. Answer for sure. Don't worry about being wrong. It's okay. We learn from our mistakes. So poll is going to end in next 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. The poll is ended. We are going to talk, I'm going to share the results for a moment. Now, children and parents, just have a look again. We had just described, we have 81% of the children answering only UV. We have around 20% of children answering others also. So, ma'am, I would request if you could explain this question also. I think we have some confusion left.
Yeah. So measure of, again we'll say measure of line segment XY should be same as measure of anything. So let us take UV. What is measure of UV? Measure of XY is 3.9. Measure of UP is 3.9. So definitely it's congruent, though its orientation is different, right?
Yeah.
Now measure of XY, and let us see measure of XY line segment and measure of PQ. So this is 3.9 and this is 4.2. Not equal. Similarly, the other shape 3.9 and 3 not equal. So only it is equal to UV, even if the orientation is different.
Got it, ma'am. Let's go ahead.
Yeah. So now let's go and see angles. Which of the given angles are congruent? Can we see polls?
Yes, ma'am. 1 second.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Anshuman.
So, children, please answer. I have few children who have asked that they need to repeat certain concepts. We'll have a revision, a quick revision at the end. In the meantime, so I think we have Alpha King who has asked for some revision. So we'll start. We will do the revision. So poll's gonna end in next 30 seconds. Everybody please answer. Don't worry about being right or wrong. It does not matter. Answer. Remember angles. We had similar question. Remember angles. Come on, quick, 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 quick. Last 10 seconds. It's okay, kids. Parents don't help, please. Huh? I can see certain parents helping. Parents, please don't help. Okay, so we are closing the poll and poll is closed. Let me share the results with you. So once again, we are seeing that in the topic, we have few children who are still answering it differently. Ma'am, could you please explain this question, please?
Yeah, sure. So there are 4 figures which are congruent. Again, the same, what is the definition? Let's go back to basics. We know measure of any angle should be same, right? Measure of angle 1 is 60 degrees. It is equal to which? No other figure has 60 degrees, right? Now measure of
It's simple.
angle 2.
Yeah, right.
Measure of angle 2 is 120 degrees. Measure of angle
Right.
3 is also 120 degrees. Now, some children
Right.
have uniquely given, I have seen 1 and 3. Now, that's a very unique combination. 1 and third one. They are thinking this is 60, so this angle is, this is 120, so this angle is 60.
Right. Right.
Right? But
Yes.
let's move on to the next concept. And this is what I think grade 7th we learned. Or we start with congruency of triangles. And normally, Anshuman, if you ask children, if you say congruency, they will say only triangle.
Yeah.
Congruency is for every object. 2D, 3D, triangle, rectangle, square, any object. A dancing doll also. In fact,
Really?
yeah, a Mona Lisa is beautiful because there is a congruency in her face. Left side of her face is exactly same as right side. Beauty is measured like that.
How many children do you have seen that photograph of Mona Lisa? Can you raise your hands for me? Oh, great, great. Raise your hand on the reactions. Oh, right. So
In
please
fact,
go back and see Mona Lisa and see if her right side and her left side are of same shape and same size.
in fact,
If they
forensics,
are, it's congruence.
right. In fact, forensic science uses this technique to build dead bodies images or from skeleton to image.
Congruence, please understand, children, it's very important. Yes, ma'am. Let's get back to congruence of 2D figures.
So now we have two triangles. AB triangle AC and triangle PRRQ. Can we say they are congruent?
I'll go back to the basics.
Yeah. So what is required to say? Same shape. Shape is same. Triangle, both are triangle. and same size. How will I measure it is same size or not? If I take this triangle and put it on this, it should exactly match. And as per the
Yes.
figure from visualization, what we know, it is triangle. It is congruent.
Okay. Okay.
How do we know? This is only by chance we know, right? How do we
Yes.
know whether two triangles are congruent? So there is a law or a rule in maths which is called two triangles are congruent if the corresponding parts of the triangles are equal.
Corresponding parts. Okay.
Yeah. So if there are two triangles, again CAB and FDE, then angle A should be equal to angle D, angle B should be equal to angle E, angle C should be equal to angle F.
I
All the
see
three angles
that.
and AB should be equal to DE, AC or CA, whatever we write, should be equal to, these are all line segments, right? Let us write like this. CA, or we can write sides also, is equal to, no, let's not put here and confuse children here. Okay. So side CA is equal to side FD and side CB is equal to side FE. So that means every corresponding part of one triangle should be equal to the corresponding part of another triangle, right? So we have six rules here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So for any two triangles to be congruent, do all these six rules need to be applied, or can we
It,
do away with one?
it looks like, ma'am, that if the triangles need to be of same shape and size to come together one and on another, all these rules should be applied.
But sometimes if suppose 1, 2, 3 is same and 5 is same, it means that 4 and 6 are also same. So that is beauty of a triangle. Let's see how. Okay.
Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
start with the first criteria, which is very simple. Children also find it very easy, which is side, side, side. We say that if two triangles are congruent, if side AB is equal to side DE, side AC is equal to side EF, and side BC is equal to side EF. There is no need of angles to be same. Why do we say this? If two triangles have all the sides same, corresponding sides same, then they're equilateral triangle. And in equilateral triangle, we know that all angles are
60 degrees. Yeah.
60 degrees.
Yes.
So if you're not even telling that angles are same, it implies that angles are same. So if two triangles, if their corresponding sides are same, then the triangles are congruent.
Okay, children. First criteria, congruence of triangle SSS, side, side, side. I hope you are noting it down. I believe you're noting it down because you have questions to answer now. Let's go
Now,
ahead, ma'am.
next, yeah, I will also say this criteria, some children find it little difficult to understand, not understand, in fact, apply. This said,
Okay.
side, angle, side. That means two sides and the inclusive angle should be equal. It's very important that the angle should be inclusive of two sides. That means between two sides. So if I have hands, if these are two sides, an angle which is in between two sides. So this is what it means. So side AB should be equal to side BC and side EF should be equal to side BC. So see, these two and the included angle should be equal.
I get it, ma'am.
Then the two triangles are congruent. Now let us understand this. If two sides are equal, it means it's a isosceles triangle. And in isosceles triangle, suppose ABC is an isosceles triangle, then this angle, angle A, is always equal to angle C. Similarly, here
Yes.
angle D is equal to angle F. So again, it means that all angles are
equal. Corresponding angles of two triangles are equal.
Absolutely.
Corresponding angles should be equal. Yes.
Yeah.
I get it, ma'am. Let's go ahead.
So we have to stick to basics. If we know basics, then rest all follows. We have to just link them.
I get it, ma'am. This is very interesting.
Now
Kids, I hope this is interesting. Can you raise your hands and let me know if this is interesting? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, please see this question.
Yeah, I
It's
want
a
you to see this
very
question.
interesting questions.
So there are 4 right angle triangles here. Which of these following triangles are congruent to triangle PQR? Triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3. Your options are here.
You can make it slightly smaller, ma'am. All options would be easy. Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to start the poll in 45 seconds. You have to solve this question. This question does not just require observation, it requires solution. Just have a good look at this question.
And little bit calculation.
Have a good deep look at this question. I'll start a poll in few seconds. Basics, guys, basics. Shape, size. Just follow that. Shape, size. Triangle SSS. SSS. SAS. Have a deep look. I'm going to start the poll now. Please answer your question. Please answer it here. Please don't raise your hands. I would request you to please answer that in the poll. Have a good look to the question. The poll is going to be there only for 30 more seconds. Please answer. Don't be afraid of making a mistake. It's okay. We learn from our mistakes. Your parents, please don't help your children. You may help them here, but you'll not be able to help them when the real tough questions come. Okay, so the poll is ending. The poll's ended, ma'am. I'm sharing the result.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Right.
See?
Let's see.
Can you see the results, ma'am?
Yeah, I can see the results. Yes, yes.
Yes.
So let me understand. Okay, let us now understand this question, right?
Please understand this question.
So it is a right angle triangle. Though we have not touched the 4th property, that is RHS, by using SSS or SAS, we can solve this. And this becomes RHS. So 2 properties lead to the 3rd property, right? Now, this is a right angle triangle. So we have 3 sides given. Now let's see PQR and triangle 1. Triangle 1, this is 12, this is 13. So using which theorem will I find out this?
ASA, ma'am? SAS, ma'am?
I have to find out the next side, no? Now, 2 sides are equal, 1 corresponding angle. So this, but this side is not given, no, Anshuman here. How will I calculate?
Pythagoras theorem, ma'am.
Yes, so it's 5.
We have to apply things. Pythagoras theorem.
So 5, 12, and this, right?
Yes.
Correct? So
yes.
is PQ same as triangle 1?
Yes, it is. Side applies, ma'am.
Yeah. Let us come to next one. 10, 13, 8.
Oh, it's not there. It's not equal.
Now let's come to the angle 3. 5, hypotenuse is 13, and this is 12. Does it match?
Yes, it does. 100%, ma'am.
Simple. So this is property RHS.
Yes.
So right angle.
But this is same as SSS, isn't it, ma'am? We
Yes.
just had to calculate.
Exactly. So you can use one property to derive another property. So right angle, hypotenuse, and side. If they are equal, then the 2 triangles are congruent.
Let's go ahead. Next question, ma'am.
Yeah.
I think we are running very short of time now.
Right. Okay. So I'll not explain this. This is simple. We have done the previous one. So this they can do it.
All right, kids. Have a good hard look at the question and answer the poll. Please answer the poll. I want you to be slightly quick here. We're running short of time. Okay, last 30 seconds for the poll. Kids, please answer. Faster, faster, faster. Remember, something was SAS. I'm giving you a hint. Okay, so the poll is closing. I'm closing the poll here.
Yeah.
Poll closes.
So
Sharing the
57%,
results.
yeah, right. 57% students have answered it correct. So it's pretty simple, right? This is SAS.
Yeah.
Two sides are given, 3.5 and 5.4, 3.5 and 5.4, and included angle. This is not possible because this angle we do not know and we cannot calculate.
Correct.
Right.
I think,
Now
ma'am, we have done a lot of questions.
Yeah, we have done a lot of questions. And just last one thing, I'll stop with this, I think, because
Yes,
we are running short of time. Similarity,
yes,
right? Again, I'm coming to an object. Similarity, how is it different from congruence? If you see picture 1 and picture 2, both are congruent, same size, same shape. But picture 3 here, I'm writing here P3 instead of X3. P3 is, again, it's a square, but
yes.
size is small.
Shape is same,
So
size is small.
Correct. So any object which are similar have same shape but not the same size are called similar. So I can write P1, why I don't know, maybe you have to make it.
Ma'am, your auto shape is on.
Sorry. So P1 is congruent to P2, is similar to P3.
Right. Guys,
Not congruent. I'll write
shouldn't
it.
you remember equal to was same size and tilde was same shape. So shape is same,
yeah,
but the size is different. Okay.
So this is difference between similarity and, so from grade 9th onwards, children start learning similarity. 8th and 9th, they learn about congruence.
Sure, ma'am.
We should move ahead.
Let's go ahead, ma'am. Let's go ahead.
Okay. You want me to show another question or do we move ahead?
Ma'am, I'm tired. So many questions.
Right. Okay. So I'll stop sharing.
Yes, ma'am. So children, I hope this was a session where you understood what is congruency and similarity in a little detail. Now, is this congruency or similarity prevalent in nature? Let's see. Please have a look. This is congruency of nature. You have congruency in so many places when you're building buildings, bridges, houses. In fact, the pizza that we fight with our siblings, our whole body, it's all congruency. So just look around in your house and see if there is anything congruent. Can you spot something congruent in your house? Have a deeper look, you'll find something congruent. So now, as I had discussed before, there's a quiz for parents. Parents, now it is your turn. Kids, can you call your parents for a quiz? Call your parents for a quiz. Let's see. So parents, be ready with a pen and a paper. No going back. No going back. No going back. So let's start. Please make a square. I'm sure you can make a square. Children are not going to help their parents at all. Yeah, I see Kaivalya getting up and saying, let mom handle that. Make a square and divide the square into two parts. That's all. Make a square, divide that into two parts. So how many parents are there? Children, can you tell me by raising your hands, your parents are there? Raise your hands. Yeah. So parents, make a square, divide that into two equal parts. Now tell me, how many of you have answered similar to this? Or similar to this? How many parents have answered similar to this? I'm launching a poll and parents have to tell me. Yes, parents, please tell me which option did you select? Please, all the parents answer. Please, all the parents answer which one of this have we selected. Okay, so I'm ending the poll in next 5 seconds. Polls ended, and let me share the results. Please have a look of the answers that we had. Now, these are also the options. So this is a part of critical thinking where, like when Jayanti ma'am was teaching in our live classes, we basically apply a lot of critical thinking elements. You had to use Pythagoras theorem to solve a question.
Yeah.
Now, next quiz for the parents. Parents, we're not going to let you go. Children, don't help your parents in this quiz, huh? At all. All the parents, please solve this. All the parents, please solve this. All your parents' children, they will enjoy and you will also. I'm seeing few children who have come before also. Yes. I hope you kids are enjoying these classes. So parents, have you answered this? Please raise your hand if you've answered this. I have just few parents who have answered. Okay, let me show you the answer. Have a look at the answer.
This is only one option. There are multiple ways of doing it.
The multiple ways of doing this.
Anshuman, this question can teach so many addition, subtraction, BODMAS.
So when we are teaching in our live classes, parents and children, these are the various critical thinking skills that we are developing by teaching and by the Mind Spark, which I'm going to talk about. So how many parents got this right? Can you raise your hands? Oh, very nice. Wonderful. Wonderful. Very good. I see around 50 parents got it right. Okay. So now let me just show you the poll or the results which we did while the children were solving. Now here we see Jayanti ma'am had explained everything very well. Do we agree Jayanti ma'am explained well? Jayanti ma'am explained well. So while the teacher was teaching, she explained very well. And the parents are sitting with you. So the children would also have been attentive. Still, we find not everybody had the same answer. Not everybody did it correctly. So what was the problem? understand parents, I want to tell a very important phenomena, that there is something which we call learning gap. Despite the teacher teaching really, really well and students being attentive, still there is a lot of learning gap. Jayanti ma'am, could you please explain why does this learning gap exist?
So we teachers are aware of this fact, Anshuman, that what is been the difference between what is taught and what is learnt is always 20 to 25%. But what we teachers do, we give them worksheet, we give them, when we go face to face, we check their work, we check their classwork, we check their homework to see those learning gaps are reduced, to reinforce, to give them practice questions. But I'm little worried about these times because, the report shows all that. It shows that, yes, Anshuman.
In these times, it's very difficult for children to learn everything unless they are taught really, really well, which we do in our MindSpark blended classes. Now, if we have a look at this particular spiral, parents, this is a math spiral. If a child has not understood anything in grade 7, like we saw children not answering right questions there, the mistake could be lying in grade 5 also. The problem could be there in grade 5. So if this problem is not rectified, this problem grows up and there are so many learning gaps that we find. So with all these learning gaps being there, ma'am, what do you say is the best way to master mathematics?
And learning gaps, what we're discussing, Anshuman, is not just every child will have same learning gap. Every child has their own misconceptions. Best way is obviously effective teaching and practice, intelligent practice. That's why it is not any practice. It's not that I do same, now Jayanti ma'am has taught congruence, so I do 100 questions on same type of SSS. If I'm not able to extend my learning of one concept into another, then I cannot become a critical thinker like you were talking.
Right. So children, you saw that the moment the question had the Pythagoras theorem involved into that, we were unable to solve.
Yeah.
So there is a way to solve these questions, which is by using MindSpark.
Correct.
This is a way which is a good way to practice what Jayanti ma'am has taught. So parents, what we have is, we have live classes where teachers like Jayanti ma'am are teaching, and we have a practice program called MindSpark, where the children are able to do eye practice or intelligent practice. Ma'am, could you quickly show us what MindSpark talks about?
Yes, let me share my screen.
Sure, ma'am.
So every student will be given a unique username and password. We have to go to www.mindspark.in, log in with our unique username and password. Teacher will activate topics. So I can see topics, same topic that we taught. So I can start learning. Suppose we say congruence. And children, I want you to look at every question. Every question has a purpose why it has been asked. Now, which of the following triangles? My screen I just minimize.
It's okay, ma'am. I can see.
Yeah. Which of the following triangles can be congruent to PQR? Now you see there is no measure given, right? So how do I do this question? It's only by looking at it. And every question, there is a detailed explanation why it is correct or why it is incorrect. Let me move on to the next question. Same question we had today, right? Similar. Now you see this question is little different. 4.2 is given, 5 is given, but other measures are not given.
So these kind of questions develop critical thinking. So every next question would be slightly more difficult than the previous question if you're answering correctly. Or if you're answering it incorrectly, the next question would be the one that will build up your concept.
Yeah. Now from line segment, it came to angle. So there is gradual increase in difficulty level.
Yes.
So that every child understands.
So this is the program which helps a child to learn and understand at their own pace, and it is customized for them. I think I understand this, ma'am. But
Right.
one thing which I would like to know is, you said that practice needs to be intelligent, which we have understood. And you
Yes.
said that practice helps you to make your classes better. How is that? How
Absolutely.
can child's practice make the classes better for the
Yeah.
teacher?
Correct. Let me just show you. So, like children can see topics, I can also see all the topics that is activated, right? And I can see the report of each child. Oh, I have to again log in. Give me 1 minute.
So when a teacher in MindSpark live classes is teaching the students, the teacher gets to know what all the students are doing and
Yeah.
what mistakes are they making, which helps the teacher to help every child at their individual levels.
Correct. So I can go and look into the topics, right? And see a detailed report of topic. I'll just show you one report. I know we are running a little late, but that's, I think I'll just take 2 minutes. I can see each report. Now this child has completed the topic, but the accuracy was only 59%. So I can go and see what mistake did the child make. I can see only the wrong answers and check what mistakes did children make.
So
And
you
then
see,
I
this
incorporate
this
that.
is being explained. You see, the questions are being explained to the children. The mistakes that they have made are being rectified by two ways. One, by Jayanti ma'am teaching. Second, by MindSpark helping the students to learn. I think I have understood that, ma'am. I get that.
I'll stop sharing my screen.
So moving ahead, we saw that the best way of teaching is by impactful teaching and daily practice. In fact, I practice. MindSpark helps in that I practice. So with current scenario, we find parents in a thought, what is the best way? So there are various solutions that we have. Some are video based, some are normal tuition, there are online classes. Now there is something which is missing in all of them. So a video based solution is a passive learning solution which has same content for every child. Online classes are 1:35, 40. I mean, current online classes, so there is no individual attention. And if you need individual attention, it is very, very expensive. So there is no parental interaction also. So what we did, we came up with something which we call as MindSpark Live classes. It is running successfully. We are going ahead and teaching students in a small batch of 1:20. And then we are making students to practice upon MindSpark Live. So live classes and MindSpark, we call it MindSpark Live classes. There are many students who are learning from us through this way. We have a small batch of 1:20 with well-experienced teachers. You just saw how Jayanti ma'am teaches. We teach that way. There are discipline timings for classes. There's instant remediation and MindSpark, which is an artificial and machine learning tool enabled. It helps every child to find the customized path, and the cost is a fraction of cost. So with live classes and MindSpark, there comes 100% learning. And it's not just us. Harvard Business School, JPAL, World Bank, all of these big institutions have actually gone ahead and verified for MindSpark. Now let me tell you how would MindSpark live classes would be running. So these classes have started from July. We have new batches coming from August 6th. They run for 24 to 26 weeks, which is roughly 6 months. Per week, there are 2 classes which teacher like Jayanti ma'am takes for 60 minutes each day. And then on the days where live class is not there, students are learning through MindSpark. 30 minutes of MindSpark practice. We cater from grade 3 to grade 10. As discussed before, highly qualified teachers, weekly and monthly tests, and very important, weekly communication to the parents. Parents are aware what my child is learning. All you need to have is a laptop tablet or a smartphone with a proper internet connection. So all the parents who are here and all the children who are here can very well study in live classes. A student gets support of human being and technology both. There are practice questions, games, worksheets, and definitely with this work, we get better results. A parent gets a detailed weekly and monthly report, best of the both worlds, human and technology, improve results, and a self-regulated learner. So what is the pricing of MindSpark? So for 24 weeks of classes and 52 weeks of MindSpark, the price is originally 700 rupees per month. For all the children and parents who are here on this call, the price comes at a 20% discount, which is 6,740 per year, which is 562 rupees per month. That's it. And the batches are starting from 6th of July, so you better hurry up. I'll repeat that: 24 weeks of live classes, where every week there'll be 2 live classes and 30 minutes of practice of MindSpark. 8,400 per year is the original price. Currently, it's a 20% discount. We have 6,740 per year, which comes out to be 562 per month. And new batches are starting 6th of July. For all the international students and the parents who are here, we have a lot of participation coming from international students. The price for you is $150 per year, but as a discount, the price is being offered $125 per year. Again, the batches for the international students are also starting on 6th of August. How would you register for it? You need to go to www.mindspark.in, click on Purchase MindSpark, and simple, go ahead and make the payment. You would receive email from us once the payment is made and your seat in the batches would be confirmed. So I'm opening the chat. If any one of you have got any questions, please ask. Our team is going to call you. Our team is going to contact you. Our team is going to explain you once again how the children can be benefited from the MindSpark live classes. In the meantime, if you got any questions, would request you if you could share that on the chat. Is the chat enabled?
Yeah.
If you got any questions, please ask any questions on the chat. Please don't raise your hands. Please type your questions in the chat. Kindly give us the feedback. How was this session? So feedback form would be reaching to you. You have your numbers. We will be sending you the feedback form. Feedback would be about this entire session. How did you like the MindSpark live classes? That feedback would be there. Thank you very much. You like this session. Outstanding class. Very nice. Thank you. So we have these classes running every week, 2 times. You have a feedback form link on the chat also. Every week, 2 days, we have live classes and we have MindSpark. So we are running these live classes. So classes would be standard wise. It would not be together for all. Grade 5 would be a separate batch, 6 separate batch, similarly. You're welcome. Thank you. Aridiong.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you very much. So we have these webinars every week. Please follow us. If you need more invitation to these kind of webinars, please send a WhatsApp. It was helpful. I'm glad it was helpful. Mind-blowing class. Manav. I'm so glad.
Thank you, Manav.
Thank you very much. You like the classes. Yes, we did tell about MindSpark. That is one of the best tools to learn maths. Oh, so we have a teacher of English, but I learned maths. Thank you to you. You are welcome. Very, very welcome. Please write down to the number below 9879210756. We will send you the details. Great session, creative learning. Thank you very much. We hold these kind of classes every week, 2 days. You can pay for 6th August of classes by going on www.mindspark.in. Click on Purchase MindSpark, put your user ID, and you can pay there. It's an online payment. You can also alternatively write us to the email ID and the number. We will contact you and help you with that. Your username would be the one that you would have got for the MindSpark. If you have not got it, please write down or send a WhatsApp at the number below. Okay, okay, parents and children, I would be there for 2 more minutes. If I have not been able to answer your questions, kindly email it on the email written below, which is harit@ei-india.com, or you can, WhatsApp number is 98792 10756. Rohan, you can note the WhatsApp number. I can't wait for the next class. Don't wait. Please come and register. If you have your usernames, sure, you can use it. But please mind it, if the free period has expired, you will need to register for it. Is it compulsory to register for MindSpark? If you want to learn maths, definitely it is. MindSpark is only for maths? No, it's for English also. WhatsApp number is written on your screen, 98792 10756. Please take a snapshot of this screen, 98792 10756. Thank you, everybody. It was indeed a pleasure talking to each one of you, interacting with each one of you. This was the 17th webinar which we had in the series of teaching mathematics. Stay tuned, be connected. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. We can close the meeting. Thank you.